What if I told you that this entire script was written by a machine? Well, it wasn't, but it absolutely could have been. And that right there, that's the power of generative AI. Over the last couple of years, this tech has just exploded, going from a pretty niche idea to a global phenomenon. It's already changing our world. So let's get past the headlines and really figure out what's going on under the hood.
So let's talk about the hype, because you've seen it, right? It's everywhere. Maybe you've seen some of that AI art that looks so real it's kind of spooky, or you've heard about people using it to write code or even essays. The buzz is impossible to ignore. So what is actually driving this massive technological earthquake?
And that leads us to the big question, the one everyone is asking. What is this stuff, really? Is it just the next cool digital toy, another trend that's going to fade away? Or are we really standing at the dawn of a new age, something as big as the internet itself? Well, that's exactly what we're here to figure out.
And look, this is not just some abstract conversation for tech geeks. A recent PwC study found that a staggering 44%, nearly half, of all jobs in the Netherlands are highly exposed to the shift. That's not some far-off future prediction. That's happening right now. It means if you aren't already bumping into Gen AI at work, chances are you will be, and very soon. And that's why understanding this is so crucial.
Okay, so to really get why this is such a revolution, we have to understand how it's different from the AI we've already been using for years. The key difference here isn't just a simple upgrade. Oh no, it's a completely new power, and the clue is right there in the name, generative. Let's break it down. Think of traditional AI as a brilliant detective. It sifts through mountains of existing data, all the clues, to find patterns, classify things, and predict what might happen next. But generative AI, well, it's more like an artist. It doesn't just analyze what's already there. It uses all that knowledge to create something brand new, something that has never existed before.
So here's the difference in practice. Instead of an AI just telling you that, yes, a photo has a cat in it, generative AI can create a completely new, totally photorealistic picture of a cat that has never existed. It's a leap from simply interpreting our world to actively adding to it. That's the game changer. So how does this magic actually happen? How does a machine create? Well, let's pop the hood and take a look at the two main engines that are powering this whole revolution. Now, they've got some pretty complex names, large language models and generative adversarial networks, but the ideas behind them are actually surprisingly intuitive. First up, let's talk about LLMs. These are the brains behind tools like ChatGPT. The simplest way to think about an LLM is as the most powerful text prediction tool you've ever seen. I mean, it's basically read the entire internet, learning the connections and patterns between billions of words. So when you give it a prompt, it's really just doing one simple thing over and over again. It's predicting the most likely next word, then the next, and the next after that, until it has strung them together into sentences, paragraphs, or even whole articles that make sense. Okay, now for the models that create those jaw-droppingly realistic images. They're called GANs. And the way they work is, well, it's nothing short of genius. It's like a high-stakes game of cat and mouse, a constant duel between two competing AIs. So you have one AI, the generator, and you can think of it as the forger. Its only job is to create fake images that are so convincing they could pass for the real deal. Then you have its opponent, the discriminator, which is the critic. Its job is to get better and better at spotting the generator's fakes. And here's where it gets really clever. The forger makes a fake. The critic tries to spot it. The forger fails, learns from its mistakes, and tries again, millions of times. With every single cycle, the forger gets better, which forces the critic to get smarter. This game keeps going until the forger's fakes become so good that they are virtually impossible to tell apart from reality. It's not magic. It's just the incredible power of competition.
All right, so we've seen the engines. Now let's see what they can actually do out on the road. This technology isn't just some theory. It is already solving very real, very practical problems. And a perfect example is happening right now in the world of online fashion.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You see a shirt online, it looks amazing on the model, you click buy, it shows up, you try it on, and it just doesn't look right. It's a super frustrating experience, and as this Google survey shows, it is a huge problem for both shoppers and for stores.
But what if you could actually see how those clothes might look on a body that's more like yours before you even bought them? Well, that is the exact promise of Virtual Try-On, an incredible new tool that's powered by generative AI. So here's how it works. The AI takes a single photo of a piece of clothing, and it understands the fabric. It knows how it would drape, how it would fold, how it would stretch. Then it realistically renders that item onto a whole range of different models, different sizes, body shapes, skin tones, so you can find someone who looks like you and see how it actually fits.
And this isn't just about cool tech. The results are huge. For us, the customers, we can shop with a lot more confidence, which means we're happier with what we buy. And for the brands, this means fewer costly returns, more sales, and customers who trust them and keep coming back. It's a win-win.
So, we've seen that generative AI can do some amazing things in the real world. But with any technology that's this powerful, this transformative, you have to wonder, is it all good news? For our final section, let's take an honest look at both the promise and the peril on the road ahead. For any organization that wants to use this tech well, experts say there are a few golden rules. First, you have to start with a clear problem you're trying to solve, not just use tech for tech's sake. You also need really good data, because that old rule garbage in, garbage out has never been more true. And finally, you have to think about the people, managing the ethical side and guiding teams through this massive change. But the challenges, well, they are very real and we have to navigate them carefully. There's the issue of hallucinations, which is when an AI just makes things up but states them with complete confidence as if they're fact. There are deep-seated issues of bias from the data these models are trained on. And of course, the power to create hyper-realistic content opens up a whole can of worms around deepfakes and misinformation. These aren't just little glitches, they're serious issues with major real-world consequences. And that really brings us to the final thought. Generative AI is not on the horizon anymore, it's here. It's an incredibly powerful tool with unbelievable potential. But just like any tool, its impact, whether it's good or bad, comes down to the hands that use it. The future of this technology isn't written yet. The real question is now in our court. What are we going to choose to build with it?